Thanks for joining us for another Shalom TV News special, Israel in Turmoil. As Operation Protective Edge is entering its fourth day, Friday, July 11th, no real breakthrough has been achieved as Israel continued to be attacked by hundreds of rockets from Gaza, disturbing daily routines of Israelis. By nightfall Thursday, over 350 rockets had been fired at Israel, about 90 of them intercepted by Iron Dome. Prime Minister Netanyahu said in a briefing that the Gaza operation will not cease until the missile threat is over and that no amount of world pressure will prevent Israel from hitting Hamas. Defense Minister Moshe Ayalon thanked the designers of the Iron Dome defense system, stating that additional batteries are set to become operational in the coming days. So far, 7 Iron Dome systems are operational throughout Israel. A senior IDF official claimed that 2,000 rockets and mortar shells were destroyed in the Gaza Strip since the beginning of Operation Protective Edge. According to Army intelligence, Hamas possessed around 6,000 rockets and mortar shells before the operation started earlier this week. In a phone conversation late Thursday, President Obama conveyed the U.S.'s full support for Israel's right to defend itself against Hamas rockets and added that he is not opposing a ground operation. However, he does prefer the operation manages to hit its target without need for a ground invasion because the consequences of such an operation could be undesirable. The U.S., Egypt, Qatar, and Turkey have all offered their help to mediate a ceasefire between the two sides. Meanwhile, on Capitol Hill, the U.S. House of Representatives passed an unanimous vote of resolution reaffirming support for Israel's defense on its citizens, condemning unprovoked rocket fire at Israel, while calling on Hamas to immediately cease any attacks against Israel. The resolution was spearheaded by New York Democrat Steve Israel and Oklahoma Republican Tom Cole. A short video clip by Palestinian President Mahmoud Abbas's Fatah movement surfaced on the official Facebook page of the movement, portraying a glorified female army unit training to launch rockets at Israel and presented suicide bombers as role models for the Palestinian population, proclaiming, "Our willpower is stronger than mountains." PA President Mahmoud Abbas, in a TV interview on Friday, said he wants to see an end to the bloodshed, offering himself as a mediator, while admitting that at this stage the balance of power favors Israel. As Israel was getting ready for Shabbat dinner, hundreds of rockets were launched at various cities, with the Tel Aviv metropolitan hit with record-numbered rockets since the current round of attacks started. Fortunately, so far, the rockets have not claimed any casualties. And that wraps up this special Shalom TV News, Israel in Turmoil. I'm your host, Ron Jacobsohn.